Okay, well, his name is Philip Lucky Dube. He hails from South Africa, and it's a lovely song there. This is I'd like to welcome you to the program. The talking point today is Monday. Hey, today is the 6th day of May, and the year is 2024. Guess what? My name is Anthony Phillips. I'm the one anchoring this presentation tonight, and Mr. Gibson Jiru will be joining us. There's a possibility, a slim possibility that he might not join us today on the program, but we'll be joined by our panelists because we already sent the invitation to them to join us on the program tonight. So wherever you are and however you're listening, hello to you and a pleasant welcome to our broadcast. This is Bliss Radio 90.7, and we transmit to you professional programs, information, education, as well as entertainment without discrimination and limitation. If this is your first time joining us in this manner, I'd like to say um, a pleasant good evening to you and a warm welcome to our broadcast. Blaze Radio 90.7 is the FM service of the Blaze Communications Network Incorporated. We transmit to you from Rehab around the old Boston Point in Plainsville. And the program you are listening to right now is the program, The Talking Point. So I'm going to be joined by my panelists, like I said earlier on, and there's a possibility that Amos Bumi and that of the man, Josephus Boyu, will be joining the broadcast tonight on this radio, on the program, The Talking Point. So let's see how best we can welcome our guests. Okay, they are not yet set. I just received a notification, but they are not yet set, so we'll be joining them later on. Well, tonight we are looking at something very, very, very interesting, and something that will interest the entire country. Is this? Oh, okay. So I'll do this break, and I'm going to be right back on this broadcast tonight. president travel with 26% instead of the previous 9%. The president, uh, that's the executive mansion, announced to us that the president traveled with, which consists of senior government officials, including ministers and other people. We got to later on saying that the president traveled with 26%. Now, under this regime, the same regime criticized that of the former regime of President George Manneh Weah of traveling with too many people, causing too many expenses, and making the country to uh, lose a lot of revenue. The same thing they spoke of yesterday, we are now getting to understand that it is the same thing they are doing today, almost like a new wine in the same bottle. That's the old wine in new bottle. That is old wine in new bottle. So tonight we're going to be looking at that very, very seriously. And you will also be telling us, you are the listeners, you're going to be telling us as well as to how you feel about what is currently going on by telling us your views on the line, which we're going to be activating later on. Now, as a leader of a country, you ought to travel. Traveling should be one of the simplest or the common thing to you because you hear the country and you ought to go out there to negotiate, to, lobby it, carry out your lobbyistic power to make sure that the country benefit from your leadership. That is obvious. Every president of every country do travel. Now, during the regime of former President George Weah, the Unity Party and members of the opposition strongly and crucially criticized the regime that the president was traveling with too many people, like I mentioned earlier. And traveling with too many people, you will have too many expenses because each person will have a plane ticket and the rest of it. But now in this regime that criticized former President uh, uh, George Weah of traveling with too many people, this regime is doing the same thing. Now in different faction. Now they want to sugarcoat the number of people that the president travel with. If I say sugarcoat, that is, they want to send a picture to our gullible society in Liberia that the president traveled with only 9%, only to find out that the president traveled with more than 9%. So tonight we are actually looking at the president's travel and the number of people he traveled with. So I have with me in studio, I'm going to get to them one at a time. I have with me in studio, that's the man Amos Buni. This is going to be his debut on the program, The Talking Point tonight. And so let me welcome Amos. Before I can do that, I'm going to get his name uh, already um, written because we don't want any misunderstanding as to who's speaking. So we're going to have Amos right here. Amos, I'd like to say good evening to you and welcome to Blaze Radio and the program, The Talking Point.
We're Anthony. We're into all of our listening audience out there.
Mhm.
Thank you for inviting me over to share my knowledge, my opinion on the topic on the place radio at 10.7. So it's a pleasure being here tonight to just share my little and of course one of what has started the president was to the US.
Okay. So before we move forward, firstly, do you agree with the president traveling to the US in the benefit of either Liberia or the government of that's his government?
Most definitely, I do believe because the president travel is was not done on his population and did not choose to travel to the US just on ordinary trip. The president was invited, like almost 50 plus president to the US for the African US Business Summit. So, of course, the presidential for a particular reason. So it's essential. It's leaving the country to go to the US is very crucial and essential to the growth of Liberia.
Okay. So, Josephus going to join us, so you can tell us. Okay. So let's now cross over to Josephus and see welcome. Yeah, Josephus will be joining us live on our live feed. Josephus, welcome to the talking point. This is not your first time. This should be your second appearance on the program. Welcome.
Thank you, Anthony. It's a pleasure being here tonight, and I want to say thank you for the topic, the discussion. And I really think that the person in Liberia is not by mistake, or he did not do it of his own, but he did it because he was invited by the American government to attend the American African Summit at this time. So it's a pleasure being here. As I said, my name is Joseph Boy, and thank you for having me or affording me.
Uh, let me see. Thank you, you guys, for taking up the yeah. Let's begin with Amos. Amos, firstly, uh, you said you have nine senior government officials. And later on, we got to understand that you're traveling with more than 25 senior, not senior, but you're traveling with more than 25 presidents on your trip to the US. How do you think that? Is it lying to people or you're not being fair enough?
I don't know how the public view this will be, but then I think the choice of words is very important because it is clear that the president or the office of the president made it very clear that the president has nine senior government officials. So obviously you understand that apart from the nine senior government officials, you will have other officials on the trip. But then in everything, you should have the most essential people. I think the honor scope or the honor line work has to do with senior government officials. So I see no mistake, I see no confusion when it comes to the number that was then placed outside to the public. So we are looking at the list right here. So if we look at that, it's clear that the senior nine government officials that went with the president are all in a strategic position. And of course, they're going to meet business tycoon, they're going to meet investors, and going to meet other key government officials in the US to discuss business. We understand that the government just focus and they have a lot on their table. They have so many things to do and then to achieve the arrest agenda. So I mean, it's of no confusion, it was no misunderstanding that will be causing the public. It was clear. Nine senior government officials, and those are all ministers that we are talking about right here.
Okay. But we were little bit to understand that instead of nine senior government officials, the number went up all the way up to more than 25 percent. So how can you reconcile that, saying that 9% and later the number went up to more than 25%?
Well, initially I said online war is senior, right? So I think what they probably needed to have really gotten is who are those people, who are those going to do business on behalf of the Liberian people.
Mhm.
So obviously you understand that the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Lands and Mines, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, those are people who are going to make the case on behalf of Liberia. Those are people who are going to make business, are going investors to attract investors back to Liberia. So if you experience that somebody from the president's office, maybe a protocol person, from the press bureau, they are not senior government official as we maintain it. All right. So yes, of course, the senior government officials are nine, and there are other government officials. There are people who serve in the government and went on the trip. So it is of no mistake, like I continue to say, I was saying about that, that nine senior government officials went with the president.
So if you are saying by a word that yes, of course, there's nine senior government officials that went with the president, with the exception of the rest of the other people who went. Uh, what are you trying to tell Nigerian people that the nine senior government officials went there on purpose and they are to meet other maybe business officials or institutions to discuss the interests of Europe and the rest of the other numbers that keep behind the nine senior government officials are there for a free ride or whatever.
No, not free ride. Those are people that perhaps they work in the office of the ministers, they work in the office of the president. So, if I can give an example, Madam Sadi took the current senator of Montserrat that represented a law country before,
Okay.
and there were all other people that went with President across, I mean, from 2005 to current. So, if the president deemed it necessary to take or to impart an individual on his and they are not captured in the press release that was sent out to the public are now sure that it should cause of efficient amounts of the people.
All right. So you are saying this in short to say that carrying 26 person or carrying nine ministers wasn't something that was not supposed to happen. That was something that was necessary actually to happen.
Of course, yes, because I think the issue should not be why the president took along or went along nine or 27 officials or 27 persons on his trip. I think the question should be for what reason the rest of the people went. Then, of course, we can start to
Because that was
discuss
my
and we
next
can
question.
ask them questions, right?
Yeah.
But then the major issue is why the president told about 20 some more people to the US. So if that would be the
Because
question, then we can accept that.
they came on the basis of rescuing people and not to spend a lot of money or not to carry out too much expenditure as it relates to the government. And so they want to be so transparent and so free and fair. And that's why whenever they are doing things, they want to let the public to know. And so in such case, this is one of the reasons why they allow the public to know that they are transparent, they are free, and they are committed to the war that they came to rescue by traveling with only nine persons. But by the time the plane landed in the USA, we understand the travel will go. So my point here is two things. One, why can't you be real to the people you serve? Explain to the people the reason of carrying 26 person instead of nine person. The next issue is why will you preach transparency when you are not transparent? Because for the fact that you hear the rest of the other people to us and to us that you only travel with nine person, that means transparency was not being practiced right there.
I'm not sure that that has to do with because I continue to make this case, right?
Mhm.
The point or the word that has to do with senior government officials. I mean, the president just took on a trade left Friday, and they are there for a couple of days on the. They are there from the 10th to the 13th to meet other business leaders, friends of Nigeria, and other delegates that will also be meeting. So those who were on the president trip are captured. But then the nine government officials are went and their senior government officials continue to say. So
Yeah.
the rest of the people that were on the trip, they should be serving in the office of the president, the office of those
Well,
ministers
my
that
question,
went.
I understand what you're trying to say about the non-senior government official, right? Let's be fair. But why is it that the rest of the other folks who probably could be related or working with the 9 senior government officials, why they weren't announced that they're going to be made it. I mean, they're going to make the truth. But only the 9. They may also understand that the person is trying with only 9. I want to
Nine
grab the
senior
picture.
government
Yeah,
officials.
9 senior government officials.
Yeah,
So why is it they never mention those? Probably there's this minister, and that minister could be traveling with an assistant minister, or that minister could be traveling with his bodyguard or his office assistant or something. But nothing of such. They only announced that they were traveling with only 9 persons. Why? That's what I'm trying to grab.
actually, let's take for instance the CEO of Blaze Communication Network, right? Mr. Gibson Jero. And Mr. Jero decided to go to the US with the senior management team of Blaze Communication Network. And of course, the director of program decided to carry one announcer. The director of news, the director of news and editor decided to carry two reporters. And the vice, or sorry, the deputy station manager decided to carry maybe two other office staff. I mean, those who will be captured on the train will obviously be a senior management team. And the rest of them will be people that will be accompanying the delegates. So, I mean, it is of no mistake when the office of the president says um, 9 senior government officials. So, I for one, understand it that way. And of course, it had no issues to call panicking the mass of the Liberian people.
Okay, let's also with Josephus. Josephus, you seem so relaxed. Yeah, it's like that you got the entire topic of what we are discussing here uh, this evening, uh, the program. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. I see
You
my
need to
brother.
come a little closer to the mic.
I see my brother is kind of struggling in defending what he meant to say is, the president's error. But realistically, Anthony, let face the fact, right? Now, it is written and said that he is a speak or preach equity must come with 3 hands, right? Over the years, in early administration, people preach equity, came to power. They did not come with 3 hands. In George Bush administration, the same people preach equity. Today, they have not come with 3 hands. Let, let's pay a state, right? Looking at the numbers of people that left this country with the president, your question that was asked, but then to the previous speaker, whether the president was sincere or not to the people of Liberia. I want to say to you, crystal clear, the president of the Republic of Liberia was not sincere. Look, this thing
He
is
was
not,
sincere.
you
Are you
wasn't,
saying
you
he
wasn't.
wasn't sincere?
Of
Okay,
course, yes.
why not?
The reason is just simple. The president of Liberia did not tell the people of Liberia as to how many persons he traveled with. The thing is, it's not about senior government official. The senior government official travel on the expense of the Liberian people. The local government official travel at the expense of Liberian people. What are you telling me? You are giving a practical example or illustration as to whether if the CEO of Blaze Communication Network having to take about 6 persons, including the news director, program director, the manager, to America, and then the program director having to take somebody along. Will the CEO not be in the know of that? It is from the pocket of the CEO. It is the CEO that is expending or going through every expensive that is being made. It's not the director of communication. It's not the director of program. It is not the director of how you call it news. Now, yes, the fact of the matter remains when you shall have tell the people as to how many persons you travel with. You told the people of Liberia you were traveling with 9 persons. Today, the 9 person you landed in Washington D.C. or you landed in JFK. When you landed, the people floated all over in Liberia. Floated all over in Liberia that you did not travel with 9 persons. You travel with about 26 persons plus, including the protocols that you travel with. There are about 3 different protocols. What does that mean? Does it mean that you are sincere to the people of Liberia? My, my answer is no. This is not about sugarcoating things. It's not about where you are from. This is about Liberia. Liberia is the only country we have. We do not have any place to be deported to. Liberia is the only country that we are belong to. Liberia is the only country that we are going to remain in. Whether you travel 10 years, you will stay in Liberia. In their words, build Liberia in a much. And we will take Liberia and build Liberia. You have to be sincere, like what you told the people in the time of campaign or during the time of campaign. You told the people to take Liberia, talk Liberia, and build Liberia. Taking Liberia is to be sincere. Building Liberia is to be sincere. Talking Liberia is to be sincere. But where are the sincerity?
You think this regime is not sincere?
In my mind, in less than 3 months, this regime is not sincere.
Okay.
Yes, I'm an example.
Mhm.
If this regime was sincere in the president's speech prior to leaving Liberia, he would have mentioned portions of roads that was not even graded or built in his administration. He wouldn't have mentioned them.
But why not? You think he was wrong by mentioning them?
He was wrong
Why?
because he said in the 100 days, the 100 days that he promised us, he workings. It was not inclusive of what was done in the previous government. His workings would have continued what the government or the previous government did not do.
He said in his first 100 days, there won't be vehicles stuck in the mud and other things won't
On
happen.
major,
Actually,
on major roads.
that's
Experience
fallacy.
anything was such.
Fallacy. I tell you for free, from Tabata to Benjamin, there are vehicles stuck in mud.
Have you visited
Of course,
such
of
places?
course, 100%. Of course. If you leave today from Tabata before reaching to Tota, if you cross between Diala and that of Lunta, the bridge or that bridge, you will get to understand where my analysis is coming from. It's not about insinuating. This is not about feelings. It's about reality. Now, if you leave from here to go to Sinu, between Grand Bazaar and that of Sinu, before reaching to there's a time, I just forget it was late time, there's a bridge there, right? Before reaching to that place, there is a company, a logging company that is working within that region. It is a logging company that is cleaning that side. But they took their billboard and placed it there, JMB project. How could you do that? Why at this time? Why? These are things that people spoke against during the previous government. Why should you bring it now? People said the George Weah administration or George Weah led government took projects that was not for them. But today, the George Weah led government, the project that they started, they, they did not end, right? This government, where the George Weah government did not end, they keep ahead of the project. The project example is EWA. For EWA, going as far as we had Bonja.
But Joseph, that is obvious because even the George Lee administration came and met the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf led administration project, and what it did is they continue the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf project.
I'm not discussing utility.
Okay, what are you
I
discussing?
am discussing blackmailing. I'm discussing things that you did not do, making yourself to look good to the people of Liberia.
So you think by traveling with more than 25% and telling Liberian people that you travel with only 9% is making yourself
That's a disinformation,
okay?
misinformation, and misleading the people of
We're
Liberia.
gonna open the lines later on, but let me see if Joseph, not Joseph, but Amos want to respond to what Joseph said. Amos, do you have any response?
I'm not sure Christopher is getting the point correct with what he just said, misinformation, disinformation, and the rest of it.
Okay.
Government runs in a different form and manner, and that is administration. I mean, every government that come into power, we all understand that government is continuity. But then every government has its own agenda and they want to achieve it. Marasari brought um, what we call uh, uh, sorry, okay, Joshua brought something we call the PAPD,
Propose
the Corporate Agenda
for prosperity.
for Prosperity and Development.
Mm.
Of course, Joseph Human Baka brought
The arrest.
the arrest.
Yeah.
So my point is, and I want to still continue on that and maintain it.
Mm.
If you look at the list of presidents of the US,
The Liberian president.
the president of the Republic of Liberia,
Yeah.
you understand that they are all strategic people. Every country in the world, when I watched the UNGA summit of last year, there were other African countries that announced to their people that they were carrying 6, 7 senior government officials, but there were other officials of government that accompanied them that went on the trip. And there were various people that were assisting the ministers, they were assisting the ambassador, they were assisting the president to execute or to serve an operational arm to them. And I mean, it is on those backdrops that the president told the number of people that went along with. So the 9 officials are strategic. So the Liberian people are eager to know those senior government officials are one with the president for what reason. So I mean, what I can say is that until the delegate can come back from the US and then we start feeling the dividend of the importance of that trip or the result, their trip is important. Everyone, every single person that won the trip is important. So yes, of course, the non-government officials are part of the political Liberian. Those are people who are appointed by the Liberian president, Joseph Boakai. So for the fact that he appointed them, nominated them, they went through confirmation, they were confirmed, and then they were designated to work. Those are people that Liberian who are concerned about. So whether what the people need to know. So apart from that, people work in bureau offices where are the pleasure of a minister say, okay, this person has to come and execute so and so job, but you got to go with me. As maybe office staff, office assistant. Come on, man. The Liberian people will not rather hold your feet to fire. I have experienced when Alvin Wilson, the then assistant minister for research and extension of military agriculture, when he went to China, when he first I think 2 years of the CDC-led government, right? Having Wilson came back from the trip and then was asked series of questions. It was something that even us sitting here today still call, and I said the young men did not represent the young generation that are about to take power. With no disrespect. Everyone upon the show that day, they were disappointed because having Wilson spent over a week in China on our summit. but there was no result. We were not able to achieve from his office. Everything he said at the time was just, I went with the minister. I went with the minister. The minister has a plan. The minister will explain to the library people. You, as assistant minister for research and extension and military agriculture, in your capacity, what did he say to the people? What was the case made in that area for research and extension? We did not see that. But I tell you for today, if no delegates come back, brother, you are going to see the result. We just have to watch and see. Like I said, that strategic, we are going to make a case of here where they bring people.
So what makes you sure that that is exactly what is going to happen if we manage to wait and go on
The
ourselves on the
selection was very strategic. With the lack of Women Pay a Ministry or Land Smart Energy, we already know the workings of Women Pay across the country. It's a man of principle. With the lack of Amin Kuda, our Ministry of Commerce, we already know what Amin Kuda stands for. With the lack of Sarah or Nyati Peso, we already know how connected she is internationally. So those are people that the president will have no thinking about taking them on a trip.
Hmm.
You understand? Those are people who already are well known, who able to win millions of dollars every sector that they occupy or represent because they have the connection. They have means to respond, they have means to talk to their partners, to talk to other people across the world, and convince them that Liberia is a safe place to do business in the mining sector, in the agricultural sector, and for our foreign policies to be implemented and respected. We experience all the time that all foreigners around in our south region, across our south region, were flying around with our passport and the rest of that. That brought a public did to speak to us in Liberia. At the time I was not in Liberia, I saw that outside. That when you call yourself Liberian, go want to critique, go want to checkmate it because we saw people with this name coming from Liberia. Are this name or listed name in Liberia with a stain our name in our passport? So, I mean, those are people who are principle minded people. When they meeting people tomorrow also there, we are making a case for the betterment of Liberia and the rest of the people will live on.
Okay. So let me just put it for you there. I'm going to come back to seek us for his counter argument on that. But this is what the executive marshal wrote, and I read: the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Imam Boubacar Sr., will lead the official Liberian delegation to the U.S. Africa Business Summit scheduled to take place in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas from May 6 to 9, 2024. The summit, which is an annual event, brings together key business and government leaders from across Africa and the United States to hold discussion on enhancing trade, that's enhancing trade and economic partnership. The event will provide a vital platform for Liberia to showcase its business potential and to explore opportunities for increased investment in key sectors such as energy, agriculture, and technology. The delegation accompanying the president include senior government officials who will participate in various panels and networking events. Their goal is to attract tangible investments and partnerships that will, that will contribute significantly to Liberia's economic development. Their participation or Liberia's participation in the U.S. Africa Business Summit will expand and strengthen its bilateral relations with the United States and will highlight the country as a leading destination for business in West Africa. The President's participation underscores Liberia's commitment to engaging with global partners to drive economic progress and improve the livelihoods of its people. Now, listen to the important part of this. The official delegation accompanying the President to the U.S. African Summit is constituted as follows. One, Honorable Cyril Bethel Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs; Honorable Ami Muda, Minister of Commerce and Industry; Honorable Alexander Nwata, Minister of Agriculture; Honorable Wilmot Pay, Minister of Mines and Energy; Honorable Jeremy Pia, Minister of Information Corporate Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Jeff Limo, National Investment Commission Chairman, Honorable Richardson Dobo, Liberia Telecommunications Corporation Managing Director, Honorable Anthony Polo, Acting Chief of Protocol, and Honorable Sir Johnny, Senior Economic Advisor to the President. The President will also travel to Atlanta, Georgia from May 10th to the 13th, 2024 to meet with investors, business leaders, and friends of Liberia. And he and his delegation are expected to depart the country on the 3rd, which was some time ago. Now, this is exactly what the executive mansion told us. There's no detail of whether Honorable Sarah Esmo Yanti were caring for office aides, were caring for security, were caring for brother, were caring for daughter for birthday party on that. There's no evidence that Alexander, the Minister of Agriculture, was caring his security whatsoever. So let me come to you, Josephus, for your counsel argument.
Thank you, Anthony. You know, the thing is laughable. And you know, sometimes our mind be used, or it be used our mind in the sense that if people of like minds, people we consider to be the best or highly educated people in this country will place such names that the name there or the names there do not reach the amount that today is being spewed on the internet. It makes me to think different. And these are people that travel with. Now, if you do your contact check one by one, people you just list they are directly nine persons. Do your check. Now, but I got to understand by my brother in Congress Studio telling us that what was written was senior government official. Is this spelled out in what you read as senior government official?
It's there.
It's not clear. The first thing that is listed in there that this government travel with some officials, government officials, and going to meet key people.
No, like
Let me learn. Let me learn.
dedication. Official is the same as senior.
Let me
Right?
learn. Let
So
me learn.
official
Let me learn.
dedication. So
There is never country. Let me learn. You are speaking at the NATO.
I don't want to make that point clear.
Right. The word official is not telling you that senior government official. It is telling you that the total amount, of people that this president traveled with. That was the letter there, or what is from information is telling you the total amount of people. Now, that's it. I listened to the readings that was done by Anthony Phillips, that the travel of the Minister of Mines and Energy, yes, Minister of Foreign Affairs, yes, Minister of Commerce, yes, or Liberia Telecommunication Director, yes. These are people that this business summit is meant for. Now, the thing about sincerity is that simple. In essential, if there are people or there are people that were listed beyond the nine persons should be listed also. But my argument is he expects equity or purchase equity must come with clean hands. Yes, yes. We spoke against Joshua. I am one of those. I wrote on my Facebook page. If you go there today, you will see my write-ups. I said in some of those things I wrote that if the president cannot adhere to the people of Liberia to take cue what the people of Liberia are saying, it means that he's going nowhere. Now, there's a case of Joseph Mabaka. You misled the people. Even if you were not told there should be a thorough investigation. How did you derive at the number? How did you derive at names that were stipulated in a press release? There's a press release. It was not something that was just said. You did not release what you wrote on e-marshal until then you reach at JFK. That is the act of insincerity. That's the act of disinformation, misinformation, and making the people of Liberia to believe. So how telling you like what you are doing is good, but it is not good. Today, Liberia, we consider Liberia to be on a path that people are treading on. But we are looking at Liberia not to be treading on a direct path. Liberia is our cross road.
Okay, let me wait there, Jesse first. Let me just bring you more information, right? Previously, we were the nine ministers, senior government officials that the president traveled with. Now, the rest of the entire, you know, number of people, the 26% I have right in front of me. The president was also able to travel with the rest of the post, including himself. Number one, His Excellency, obviously, that is number one, Joseph Mbakai, Foreign Minister Cyril Beslo Yanti, Commerce Minister Amin Boda, Minister of Mines and Energy, Lumapei, Agricultural Minister, National Investment Commission Chairman Jeff Dippo, Managing Director, that's the TELCO, that is the Liberia Telecommunication. Um, Member of the Rescue Caucus, and the Priscilla, that's Priscilla Cooper, Jeremic Pianist of Information, Executive Assistant Marie Wayima, Senior Economic Advisor Star Johnny, LEC Managing Director Nick Captain, Advisor, Senior Advisor Augustine Connor, Deputy Minister for Public Affairs Anthony Kessley, ARC Plano Kessley, Presidential Attendant Tamba Wunda, Protocol Officer Winifred Shield, Presidential Interim TT Woos, Presidential Photographer Joseph Lucky, reporter from ELBC Vesta Talu, physician to the President Dr. Emmanuel K. Iyiniba, Presidential Business Manager Louis Tama, uh, mistake going. Presidential Business Manager Louis
Did you tell
Tama.
the number you are now?
So I'm coming. I'm all of them. EPS Mofa Veronica Hoy, Assistant Minister, COS Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Syrian Kaba Jones, Protocol Officer Archie Wine, and the last person has to do with Communication Officer, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Stephen Wisse. Stephen Wisse is the number 26 person who made it to the president's trip to the US. You want to say something about that? It was because we made mention of senior government officials, but then you come to argue that there were some people who made a trip based on the senior government officials. I don't know if I should say tapping their grace to travel.
I think that's what I said initially, right? That apart from the nine senior government officials, there are other officials of government that went. Are they in the same capacity of the ministers and the director generals that were on the job? I would say no. You understand? So obviously you will not see the president traveling or any other president for that matter is then you experience that other the medical person, you experience that the chief of protocol and those people will be left there. Obviously they'll be on the trip. So it's we always watch it as going to be corrected. Every press release or every president that comes from the executive mansions, they will give you some names and they say others are on the trip. We can play some exercise, you will still hear that. They will not go about naming names, on and on.
Yeah,
The essentials
but,
are given to the
but
parliament.
obviously, like you are saying, obviously, it should have been said the president is going to travel with our 26-man delegation.
We know that traveling, when the president travel, will not be hidden.
Yeah.
You
Why was
understand?
this one invading?
So
Instead of
Because
26,
it
instead
was
of
known.
26, he said it was 9.
There was no senior government officials.
so
They continue to
do you
make that,
mind?
continue to establish that case.
Okay.
Senior government officials.
All right. So I will hold the two of you there. I'll have to hold the two of you there. I will come back. I will come back to you guys shortly, but I have to take some calls on 0776 37 20 37 68 69 0776 37 68 69 is the number to call, and you are most definitely going to be live on the program here. Let's go to the line and talk to this caller who's right here. Hello, what's your name? Welcome. What's your name? Where have you called from? Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you. So, hello, Mr. Kamba. I think I've given you adequate time. No, no, my name is Mr. Philip, not Mr. Anthony. Hello, listen to me. I think, hello, listen, I've given you adequate time to speak your mind. Now, let me ask you this question. Hello, we have to be interactive now. Yeah, let me ask you this question. Uh, do you think it was quite necessary that the executive marshal announced that the president is only carrying 9%, which of course the president is carrying uh, 26%? Okay, thank you very much. Let's talk to this next caller on the line. Hello, what's your name? Yeah, welcome. Pascal? Pascal Davis, welcome. Let's hear you, Pastor. Okay, he is us. He is us. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to you. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. So, Mr. Davis, Mr. Davis, let me just ask you this question. How do you see that? How do you see the president's travel to the U.S., whether it is in the interest of the Liberian people or not, but for the fact that he's attending he attending, I come in, Mr. Davis, for the fact that he's attending the U.S. Africa Business Summit, instead of being sincere to the Liberian people and announce that he's traveling with more than 25%, but he said he's traveling with only 9%. How do you see this calculated attempt? Well, for me, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah, we go on the hold.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you have to learn. Others are on the line. They want to be a part. Yeah. Mhm. Mr. Davis, I'm inviting you as my special guest on Friday, so you can call me up. Let's talk. Thank you ever so much. Okay, 0776 376869 0776 376869. You can put forth your calls. We are here to pick them up for you, put you through to speak your mind. The president of Liberia, Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., traveled to the US. His travel, according to the executive mansion release, is aimed at attending the U.S. Africa Business Summit, something that could probably benefit the Republic of Liberia. That is, if things goes well. But well, while traveling, he traveled more than 25%, but instead the executive mansion chose to announce that the president traveled with only 9 senior government officials. So now, the argument here or the topic on a discussion or where we are drafting at. So why if something that which we know won't happen, and I, even though I may be one way or the other, kind of counter arguing the executive mansion release, but why if something happened on the way while the president is on his way to the US or coming back and something happened? So I mean everybody in the plane, only the president of Liberia and the 9 senior government officials will be accounted for, and the rest of the other folks won't be accounted for because they were not being captured or mentioned on the executive mansion official website as those of people who travel with the president. Amos and that of Josephus, you guys have listened to the callers, and you're going to listen to more of them because we're still moving on. But let's begin with you, Amos, first before we come to Josephus. What do you make of the callers session?
Basically, I think you just have the two causes that are called.
Mhm.
And the first person was straight to the point, where he actually understands the issue, gave his point that was very clear as to the reasons why those delegates went with the president. So, I mean, in real essence, those are people that you have to invite to the studio to provide the information as to why the executive mansions came up with the first 9 senior government official names. But I do understand that you have various callers coming on the show to give their views as it relates to their political affiliation. So it is no strange thing to me when somebody calls to say that somebody who comes with equity must come with clean hand, somebody who preach there should be that person. I understand that who call to say all these things. But the real issue is that the president office has found elaborate people for what reasons those go on the trip, and those elaborate people have to be aware of. It's really important for us to be aware and of so what reason they went to the US. So all of delegates are aware, and the elaborate people are aware. So I mean, it's not something strange or it's not something that's hidden.
Amos, you think besides President Joseph Limon Wakai, but you think this is what that you expect from every other president that when they travel on plane, they should travel without giving the proper accountability of those who they're supposed to travel with.
I don't know why you say proper accountability. After
We are
the
discussing right
president
now.
already released those on the trip, and you are still talking about proper accountability.
Yeah,
So you
because
sound more confused right there.
no, there's no confusion there. At first, at first, we heard that 9% senior government officials
Actually,
are traveling with
instead
the
of being
president.
corrected, like I
Why
always
is
say,
it now?
we can play SS from 2005 to current.
So
There have been in
are
no way
you
that the
are you
president will
are you
travel
are
out
you
to the
now
UN to
bringing
be.
it on past leaders
No,
that
it
even
just
the
comes
Joseph
out the
Waka lost the
presidency.
team?
The presidency
It's
is very
because
big.
Mhm.
So you understand that the presidency is big. It's not just a handful of people. So the president traveling, obviously you have people going with the president. And he has to go with them.
which is necessary.
Of course.
But being very transparent, being realistic to say, okay, the president is going to the US for a business trip or for something that could benefit the
Actually,
country.
in every office you have essential staff, non-essential staff, you have the technical staff, and you have those people.
Yeah.
And on every trip like the president is making right now, you still have people in those categories. So you don't have executive come out to say, okay, we are.
So the
I
nine
mean,
senior government officials are of more priority than the other
definitely,
people.
to the Labrampo in the world,
Okay. So the protocol, the chief of protocol is not
choose to
important.
make that For
the,
me,
the, 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 the chief medical doctor for the president is not important.
no, listen,
Yeah, because they are not being mentioned.
But you discussing it being essential.
listen.
Yes,
The
essential
issue
issue.
is,
Mhm.
Minister of Agriculture will meet companies,
Mhm.
will meet investors. The chief of protocol will not go and meet investors and companies. The medical officer or chief of medical officer to the president is signed to the president
So
directly.
you are more concerned
So we
of
are more
meeting investors to
definitely. I
discuss.
think that's the essence of this trade.
Let's hear from
We're talking
Joseph.
about economic trade right here. We're not talking about just a bluff.
Let's hear from Joseph. Joseph, do you agree with Amos?
You know, thank you, Anthony. The brother is just swimming in the Waterloo
Okay.
as relates to his own discussion.
Mm.
This is not about perhaps the president travel to meet all of the people you want to meet as
Investors
relates
or
to
what have you.
investors. The president has.
What the essence of
I
the
mean, listen,
It's a business trade.
listen. You name nine essential person. Money Carton is more essential
Yeah.
than
As a matter of
anybody.
fact,
As a matter of fact,
he gets the hair for electricity.
electricity. He's not captured.
And you know, electricity is
He's
something
not
that's very
captured
simple.
in the nine or essential people. That's one. So I don't know from which angle or point you are speaking from. But now let us look at this critically.
And you have two advisors. You have first the senior economic advisor to the president,
Mhm.
and you have the senior advisor. Also, it's another advisor anyway. Another advisor and gossip corner to the president.
So yes, it.
You
So
have the deputy minister for public affairs.
so it's it that the president do not trust his senior economic advisor to travel on a business trip. That's what you're trying to tell me today? Because the president is traveling with not less than one advisor. The essential advisor here is the economic advisor.
You know,
Right.
another point here again, that I want to stress, it is not that I'm against the president.
There's not gonna
Obviously,
be
there's an
against.
open discussion.
There's not going to be
But the
against.
president is also traveling, Amos, with the presidential business manager. You are going to attend a business summit.
Hold on.
Anthony,
This is the point.
It's still with me.
Are those people going to represent any other business entity in this country?
But they are being captured.
No, listen, they are captured, I understand, right?
Yeah.
But those are people who are there with the president. We are talking about those the president appoint and confirm by the Labran Senate to do a piece of job for the country and the president as cabinet ministers. Those are people that are going to meet other counterparts. So if you are saying economic advisor to whom? To the president.
Wasn't I appointed?
He was appointed, but when he represent Labran when it comes to economic issues,
As-
he's restricted to the president.
You
Listen,
must have,
I'm not gonna get it this straight.
an idea as it relates to
He or she should have. But to whom? To the president. But you will understand that the minister of agriculture with a regular when it comes to agricultural issues.
Let's hear what you
You see the problem here? That's why when I usually make this statement, it gets people annoyed, right? I said to the time of our number, I said Liberia has not, will not, and will never. I stand to be corrected, not change. The reason is simple. The word change is underscored.
Okay.
The reason is just simple. Now, if you're discussing change, change is relative. Change could be negative. Change could be positive. Now, this is the kind of change that people were expecting. What do I mean? The change that when somebody travel or when a person travel with a person and then another comes, they travel with 6. There's a change that when somebody travel with 40, another person comes and travel with 46. This is the direct change that people were expecting.
So you think that is exactly what's happening?
This is what happening. This is what happening. I just listened to the caller discussing the first travel of the former president, but he could not make this explicit or absolutely clear. This summit is not UNGA. This summit is US Africa Summit, Business Summit. This is to discuss the business atmosphere between African countries and that of the United States of America.
Business cuts across. Business is a wide range of issues.
I think you are not doing it justice.
Yeah.
You are not doing it justice.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
So looking at it is understood that business is the cross or what it is. But now let us look at the list of people that travel with this president. The president that the people of plus 1% majority voted. The president that the people of Liberia voted plus 1% voted. Now, if this president really of Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia with the ideology since he started working in 1956 up to today's day in government, if these are the ideas or ideology he has, I don't think like you'll go anywhere. Because you travel with 26 persons. We know that if a president travel with huge barrage of numbers, he will not need everybody, but the numbers of people will be stipulated.
Okay.
Not the need.
So I'm going to hold you there just before as well as famous. Let's hear from our listeners out there 0776 37 68 69. 0776 37 68 69 are the numbers to call, and you're going to be live on the program. The talking points, we have approximately 22 minutes to go on the program here tonight. So let's go back to the line and talk to this caller. Hello, what's your name? Welcome. Where are you from? Okay, welcome. Let's hear you. Yeah, of course. And then those are where we found the national compare because it's national, we found national compare and then we need where to go and go to there. Because we are coming there in second part. So we are aware and so there are people that we are started to go. Those people, there are people that will know that anything happening there, they don't care about because they expect to go. Okay, thank you very much. 077 6 37 68 69 is the number to call, and you are going to be live on this broadcast tonight on Bliss Radio. Let's go back to the line and talk to this caller. You know, we want to hear from you, our people, because these are topics that when we discuss, we want to get the view of our listeners and how they can participate to see how best these things can be put in place. All right. And so uh, let's go back to the line and talk to this person. Hello, what's your name? Hello. You really have to move away from your radio. Yeah, welcome. What's your name? Yeah, Mr. Dolly, let's hear you. Mr. Dolly, you have to lower your radio volume, please, or else I'm going to cut you off on a serious note. Yeah, you really have to do that. Your radio volume can be too loud while we are discussing serious issue of national concern. So we're going to go back to the line 0776 37 68 69 is the number to call, and you're going to be live. Because what we are discussing here tonight, it is in the interest of everyone, right? The president did not do any harm or did not do any bad to any Liberian by traveling to the US for the US Africa Trade Business Summit, which of course we strongly believe that Liberia could benefit from. But for the fact that those that are responsible for disseminating information from the president's office or from the executive mansion made us to understand that the president was only traveling with 9 senior government officials. Later on, we got to understand that the president traveled with more than 25 president, approximately, or about 26 president. There's a possibility that what could even rise. But do you think that was the rightful thing to be done by not announcing the total amount of people that the president is supposed to travel with? And if you think that is necessary, why is it necessary? And if you say no, it is not necessary, why you think it's not necessary? Hello, what's your name?
Yeah, man. It's a long disaster that people will show up again.
Okay, well, welcome. Let's hear you.
Everybody is following this country tonight.
All right.
I got to say, it's particular gospel or that I don't know in the program, we need something.
Okay.
People that are very able to deliver this country. They go for that, but you have to have a very quality in terms of people to do that. All the traffic, all the move because of the it's just a lot of people. You know, this was the people who just got they come looking for everything. What is very very grateful. Everybody is so we need to pray for that place for our country.
Thank you.
We need to pray for that.
Thank you so much. Okay, this next caller, what's your name?
Mr. Philip,
Yeah.
thank you for the opportunity given for this unique platform.
Mr. Tamba,
Yeah, thank you so much.
let's say.
Mr. Philip, it's a pleasure to us tonight to listen to one of the callers as you first to the president with how you respect and looking at the uniqueness of this platform. I don't think it's a good service to us as a listeners. But
How did he refer to the president?
Joseph Walker, he just called Joseph Walker. And he cannot respond to the executive in a such a way that was wrong to us.
How do you want him? How do you want him to refer to President Boakai?
Joseph Walker, Senior.
Okay. So now, before you go ahead,
Yeah.
it is his right to refer to the president as President Joseph Boakai Senior, or President Boakai, or Joseph Boakai. Once he mentioned the name, listen to me. Listen to me. Once if he's speaking in Liberia
Mhm.
and he's speaking in a position as an opposition, there are a lot of people who refer to no, I'm coming. There are a lot of people who refer to former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They did not mention president. The same as George Weah, they did not mention president. So by not mentioning Joseph Boakai or President Joseph Boakai, it doesn't matter. It is no. I come in now. You want to speak. I am the one who presenting the show. If I do not mention President Joseph Dumont Boakai, you must have issue with it. Okay? That's just a color anyway. So go ahead. Let's hear you.
Mr. Philip,
Yeah.
and I was still being there because of the this. That was the difference with us as a listener that we respect this platform
Mhm.
and we consider the daily looking at the call that referring to the excellency as Joseph Walker, not referring to the as President Joseph Walker, that's
We already knew that is the president of Liberia. So if what are the colors refer to as Joseph Boakai or not? So let's move ahead. If I, the presenter, did not call him or do not call him President Joseph Boakai, you must have issue with me. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
That's why colonial people, the leadership is based on the experiences that President Joseph Walker has brought to the black people is quite different from the leadership of other presidents. This president is connected of trust or is connected of the challenges and the resources that we are going for president into. That's why it remains committed to ensure that the needs and wants of the Liberian people are fully delivered.
So the needs and wants of the Liberian people, no, no, I have to ask you, my friend, this is a conversational discussion, all right? I'll have to ask you. So the needs and wants of the Liberian people is by traveling with a particular number of people and not being specific and not being transparent enough to say this is the number of people I'm traveling with.
This continent is very clear to the Liberian people.
How clear?
Good. That's why I'm saying in previous communication on this platform.
Mhm.
I said, this president showed the wisdom of the executive mansion.
Mm.
This executive will inform the Liberian people and for senior government officials that are traveling all districts.
So it's money around Captain, not a senior government official. It's money Captain, not a senior government official. Answer me, no, answer me before you move forward. It's money around Captain, not a senior government official. Is money around Captain, not a senior government official?
We are saying that the wisdom of the executive given us to inform the Liberian people and senior government officials are all with the president of the Liberia.
100% agree with you, right? So it's money around Captain, not a senior government official. That's the question.
Cannot be protected usually.
You are well protected, but my question is money around Captain, not a senior government official.
I'll come to the answer.
When? When are you going to come to my answer?
After the obligation to answer the question.
Go ahead. Let's.
You know, every organization that has senior staff, junior staff, and all of that.
Okay.
The question of the president
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Tama. Mr. Tama. Mr. Tama. Mr. Tama is money around Captain, not a senior government official. I just want to answer to that. Thank you. Let's talk to this next caller. Hello. Yeah.
We're not going back and forth in I mean, let the value of the institution will be kept high. And we can have that conversation to figure out. Somebody say they refer to the president as Mr. Water or Joseph Water and sees that as an insult.
No, I don't think he sees that as an insult. I think he actually meant that the person should be respectful enough to add the presidency to the name of Joseph Walker. Yeah. But this is conversation. I mean, this is conversational now. So I think if you talk, I talk as well. Okay.
The title, Mr. is a title. I said, Mr. Walker, here is somebody said Joseph Walker. Do we say Mr. President? He's president. The whole world is aware that Joseph Walker is the president. So, come on. It is your thing. It's the next thing everybody talk about. You could say, we are president. You could say, I'm Joseph President. It's not an insult. We can't leave the clear picture. Somebody said in every organization, yeah, you know, even if what the baby will be very.
So my question to Mr. Tama, and I also like to direct the same question to you. So are you guys trying to tell us tonight that even the managing director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation? Okay. Okay. So do you think, Pastor Davis, do you think Money Ara Captain is not a senior government official? I don't know, unless you tell me.
just
Yeah.
They have a long time. Yeah, I want to get some.
a long time ago.
And now for the people of this country, that the president comes with me.
So in announcing that, you have to be sincere and transparent.
And not that it, because there's a matter of whether that will follow. So what happens to the rest of the people? They agree that they are not enough time, so they agree they are not part of the nonsense.
Mm.
So what happens is we have to terrible. They don't compete.
Well, I can tell you about that, but I have to leave you, Pascal. I have to leave you, Pascal. Thank you all so much for your contribution. Let me come back to my colleagues. I'm going to begin again with Amos. Amos is Amos is the defender here tonight, and Josephus is the opponent trying to get a goal against Amos. I'm just the referee. Nobody knows who I am going for, though. I may say some strong things against and some strong things for, but hey, don't doubt me. Let's go back to Amos. Amos, we are back to you. You listen to the two callers. Firstly, the first caller said the
No, the
previous
first
person
caller
have
said,
said President Joseph. Do you have any issue with that?
people are more attached when it comes to politics, when it comes to certain political parties, and when they are oriented to that, they see the other opposition to be nothing. They denigrate them. So, I mean, it's a disservice to the presidency, not only to President Boakai, but to the presidency. There'll be no way that you look at a sitting president, there's a little man, he is little corner, a little New York man, calling a sitting president Boakai.
How do you know he's a little bit?
Calling a sitting president Boakai. I mean, it's a diss to the presidency. So that I want to establish that first of all. And the call that's for the last call, he spoke well. I can see that he have a prospect, but he still need to study more. And say that if stop in second, I cannot say that. But brother, you are entitled to your view and your opinion, so you are right and you are liberty to say what you want to say. But the fact remains that the president is far beyond what you think you are, what you think you can analyze. So in the wisdom of those people that work with the president, what the laboratory will know and benefit from what they put out to the public. So it's simple. So I mean, 74 years still what you want to say is up to you. But what the Labour want to benefit from? The job the president making want to see the dividend. I think that should be something that we should be yearning for. It should not be the president talking about now president, the office of the president towards now president, maybe I say for the sixth person, and then that is central staff. Yes, I said it. In every organization in office, you have essential staff, you have senior management team. Maybe it's not aware or orientation, I'm not taught in that. But in every other area, you have senior people. You have people who want to go somewhere, they are recognized. You have people who say, go with me, and then they are not counted. Even in your house or wheresoever you are, God forbid something terrible must happen and it can happen. So you cannot put that in society. It's part of society. It's part of the world we live in today. So whether the president take 2% of party wants to happen will happen. If the president take 1,000 people, something will happen, will happen. So because the president did not announce those people, the office of president did not announce them, meaning that something bad happened, the America will not know. Come on, man, what are you thinking on? But because the admins are not mentioned in the press release, if something happens, will still be covered. We should not be taken that way. The
Mm.
government is responsible. We don't want to be like other parts government where from the sweeper to the higher level, all two person for the government to say all other things. One statement from opposition, 10 person have press from the city the government, the bunkers. We want to be allowed. We want to be mature people.
If
What
still,
if your break you discuss
if
it?
still we,
I will not say that you are pull out to fight. I will not say that to them to speak on your idea. Those are people that got a personal choice and for fire and say, do this is a job. And the right now, their job is to sell the library people. So if I come here today on a talking point, I want to give you my opinion. As somebody who can sit somewhere in the castle beach. with coconut. I mean, say, during our stop, I will not say. I mean, instead need to set a precedent.
Let's hear you.
Government,
Let's because
Thank you. You know, it's quite unfortunate to hear brother or repeatedly saying things that I think the Liberian people are listening to me and Liberian people are the judge. Quite frankly, the person who spoke, the caller who spoke on this platform,
we have
the statement, I come to that, I come to that. The statement that he wanted to touch by, it was idiomatic expression. That does not mean that is in second grade. That's why he added a conditional phrase, even if I was in second grade, I would have said that. That should not be the talking point here.
I don't think that is the talking point here.
That's not the talking point.
Just
The
trying to
talking
wait
point
here.
here is the president wasn't sincere. In everything you do, there should be sincerity. Look, yesteryears, Erin government, just the government, that people consider just the government to be a tyrannic government, but yet and say, peace be unto his ashes. The late Charles Robert Brodsky stood tall. I can remember in 2001, 2002, when we were approaching, rather 2001, when we were approaching election. But then, election should have been,
Yeah.
every calculate,
Mm.
should have been held in 2003.
Yeah.
Charles Robert Brodsky was the top talking president in this country. He said a lot of things to the former president, but yet instead, the president kept focused to do what he was to do. But unlike this government, like you said, you guys are mature. You guys will not be like the previous or past government that when people or one person speaks, and then you will have about 10 person debunking or having press conferences. I say it's malicious. That's lie. It's not true. That's from the belly of the devil. But if you look today, just on this topic that we are discussing, you know how many press releases that have been here just in a short period of time. Go back to the page. Go back to social media. See the lack of morality, the lack of how you call him, the man that is just a managing director of LBRC. Every one of them are speaking on this. So what do you make of that? Liberia is a country that we all belongs to. This is not time to just handpick things that you think is very much good for you as maybe a person in ruling establishment. This is a time that we should discuss Liberia, like your own thing you said at the time of election. That could be your motto. Think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. But today you are not thinking, you are not building.
Okay.
Today you are continuously destroying Liberia because of your own selfish gain.
Okay.
That's the lack of Baka. That's what Baka is doing. When somebody said, what's the name you think Baka should be called? Is that not a name that was given to him? Joseph Boakai? The name president, the word president, is just a title.
Okay.
The man said Mr. President, the man said Mr. Boakai. He did not say president. That is not insult. I think you guys need to go and rethink, to re-strategize. What's the next thing that
Okay.
you guys are going to
So
do?
you can just conclude right there because we are already out of time.
Conclusively,
Mhm.
in my conclusion, I want to acknowledge the people of Liberia that we, because I will not say they, we should be focused, continue to think in their motto and irony. Liberia build Liberia. But one of those things that we should not do, we should not sit on the negative aspect of building Liberia. We should not sit on the negative aspect of thinking Liberia. We should not sit on the negative aspect that Liberia will not triumph over the negativities of those people that came to power. They came to power, they said he's a preach equity, must come clean. But today their hands are not clean. I don't want to go into that deeply, but I will save this for the next day.
That will be another topic.
Another day. So Heavenly God, bless Liberia. You will be.
Okay, let's come to Amos. Josephus has concluded with this. So let's hear you, Amos.
Thank you. Sorry, it's quite interesting when young people who we expect to prepare themselves for leadership, to take on responsibility, denigrating the same leadership they are yearning for, that they are agitating for. You look at a certain president, you say Boakai, or you say George, or you say Madam Sally. Even if they are not selling anymore, they need a respect. Why is it that the former president were denied or restricted at the VIP?
Yeah, did not ask us to the VIP.
You understand? There was something that sparked out.
But do you think that was actually necessary for that?
We'll discuss that another time because
Okay.
I'm doing my conclusion right
Okay.
now. It sparked out a lot of issues. People said the former president deserves respect.
And
deserve
truly he
respect.
deserves it.
And we agree. We all here said if it happened, but it was wrong. You are looking at certain president and say, Waka. But I mean, I'm not surprised, as I said initially, those are people who have been oriented politically by another political party. So we expect them to go up on the round when they have maybe 2 3 minutes in a phone, and then we say what they want to say. You
So
understand?
remains.
But
Yeah.
the issue here is this government is a social government. What the people want to know, what the arrest agenda will bring to the laboratory, what they are focused on. So, I mean, the senior government officials that went to the US, they have strategically appointed and selected to go and discharge their bureau functions. And they'll come out with a very fine political result. And we all will be jubilating. And people will so forget about that on the state festival on that day. Because at the end of the day, mother went to the US African Business Summit and came back. We are seeing a dividend. We are seeing the result. We are seeing the result on the mining sector. We are seeing the result on the Ministry of Commerce and the rest of it. With the level zero of United vessel, I mean, Liberia is at another level. We are not appointing people, or the government is not appointing somebody who will go to the US or Washington to abuse people sexually, but it needs to be around. Or for somebody to be restricted, to be given certain miles to travel or to live in and go for summit.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. It was
I
a
hope to
pleasure
have
being
you
here.
most often.
Yes,
And
obviously,
there's a
and I will
possibility.
be wanted to come.
There's a possibility we will also add one of our colleague, Augustine will join us in the course. But I'd like to say many thanks to you and Josephus for being a part of the program tonight. Guess what? We're going to be back tomorrow at 8:45 in the evening. My name is Anthony Phillips. I had Amos Woni and Josephus Wayu here presenting to you their case as to why the president did not mention the names of those 26 persons that went with him, but instead they mentioned 9 persons. For those of you who are football fans, it's so disappointing that I'm about to tell you that Manchester United was defeated 4 goals to 0 by Crystal Palace. Have a pleasant good night. And hey, don't forget to keep listening to Bliss Radio 90.7. We are also online at www.blissradio907.mrxlr.com. Have a pleasant good night.